Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Coffee Time. This is a very special edition. This is my first ever in any sport I've had a current an active player or coach. So I'd like to thank you for this time. It's going to be a short episode, but I still appreciate him for doing this. So I don't care what time it is. Um, I have on former MLS player, former soccer player in different leagues, Aurelien Collier, or no, Collin, sorry, Collin. And he is now the current assistant coach of the MLS Houston Dynamo. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. And how are you doing tonight?
Very good.
So, before we get into your career, I'd like to ask you obviously, everybody knows the MLS season is going on. Tell us about your team and how your team is doing because the only access I have is the Apple TV plus the one game a week that they have, so I don't get to see you guys. So tell us about how you guys are doing and what you guys hope to accomplish for this year.
Yeah, the Apple TV. What do you mean? Because Apple TV now right now, it's great because with this app you have every game, the first team, the second team live, and so thanks to Messi that he comes in the league now right now. The
Mm.
only way to watch, yeah, it is on Apple TV, and I think it's a very good, especially for my family back home. Everybody has the app and you have access to any game, so that's very positive. Our season right now it's complicated. We have 8 game left. We're a
Mm.
little bit below the line of the playoff, and it's a it's been a hard year for everybody. Hopefully, I'm here in St. Louis at the hotel. We play tomorrow night, and hopefully we win tomorrow.
So with you being an assistant now, tell me how the coaching works. Is it do you relay to the head coach? How do you do that with the players? Because I know which each sport is sort of different in a way. What because I when I was growing up, I only had like one coach, and that was little league soccer. Obviously, I only had one coach. So, what exactly is it that the assistant coach does? Does it help with? Do you help with the coordinate with the head coach? How does that work out?
It depends. I think there's a general idea where the head coach is the one that make all the decision, that decides which philosophy, which culture, which kind of game model, style of play um, he wants his team to have, and the assistants they just there to help. So they they assist the coach, and there is other coaches that it's a little bit different. So an assistant, we are here to assist the head coach. So whatever he needs, some head coach doesn't like really training. They oversee training, they oversee the game, and that's depending of the head coach. In Houston, we have a great head coach. He's a manager, and the assistant we take care of everything that happens at training, the video, everything. He's the one that makes the decision. He oversees everything.
Now, obviously, like you said, referenced him earlier. The main guy, obviously, for soccer there in the MLS is Messi. We all know who he is. Now, you obviously get to face him. You obviously get to face him because I'm sure you guys all face off against each other. What is it like actually playing against him? Like, is he still the same like he was early on in his career, or has age definitely uh, drowned his career down now in the MLS? Because they say a lot of players overseas come over to retire, this is where they come to retire is the MLS. Do you see that with him, or do you see him not dropping off because of his how talented he is?
Yeah, the MLS the last years have really changed. the big star from Europe coming to retire. I think that the most of the club, like the average, really went lower, and right now it's a very transitional, uh, very active, very physical league. So some players come older, like Muller just signed for Vancouver, the ex Bayern Munich, but he's still very active. Messi is, I think, is one of a kind. We don't have two Messi, and yeah, maybe he runs a little bit less, but his skills, it's not something you lose. It's there is no word. It's unbelievable, and he's still showing it with Miami because now right now they're going to be in the final of this cup, and what he did was exceptional. I think the Messi is the best player of all time. He still has a lot to give to the game.
Now, do you like what the MLS has done with trying to get into to compete with these other leagues? Like, I like how you guys do the All Star game. Now, do you like that getting that publicity for MLS, trying to get you guys on the active scene over here to get more Americans to play?
Yeah, I think that that's something that we have to really build on in the interest of the American on soccer. The issue still is the money. If you want to become an athlete, you're not going to go to soccer because athlete doesn't they don't make enough money yet, like American football player or NBA
Right.
player. So that's something that hopefully the interest is growing now with Messi, now with the Club World Cup, next year with the World Cup, and salary are already okay to have a very comfortable life, but still need to grow for to bring the interest of everybody here in the US. And in the teams, there is a lot of foreign players, so that's another issue too. The league grows. We sending a lot of players back to Europe, back to South America. So the league is making money on this, but the interest of American people on soccer is growing slowly. So hopefully the World Cup will help, and this future of the US will have more interest in soccer.
Now, I know obviously, like you said, it's because of obviously the money and there's other sports here in the US. But do you think it's also because travel ball as well? Why kids don't want to play it as well? Do you think it would be an issue because of travel ball because that's so much money as well and for the
Yeah,
equipment?
yeah, I think you have a good point. I live in Houston, and my friends they have kids playing soccer, and I think the access to sport is hard. You need a car first. More in Houston, you need a car for everything.
Right.
But and then after when they grow, you need money because it's a lot of traveling, and it costs money to be part of an academy. The access to academy is very reduced. I think there are a few cities like I think Philly, Red Bull, New York, Dallas, where it's free, but if you're very, very good, you don't have to pay. But still, the access is very complicated, and I would agree with you.
Now growing up, did you have an influence if it gets you into the game? Did you have somebody help you train you, or you want somebody to admire your career off of?
No, I'm from Europe, so I think that actually the US is the only country in the world where soccer is not big. Soccer is the biggest sport in the world, and
Right.
from far. And
Right.
where I'm from, we when you begin to walk, everybody play full soccer. Everybody. And you have the proximity. In Europe, everything is close. So I was playing in the street. I was playing in the small stadium in my neighborhood, and that's the big difference. And that's something that you cannot change with the US. Everything is too far. Everything is stretched. So I think just then first having a league that is it will never be as developed or as competitive as the other leagues, but can be keep growing
Mm.
when the salary, the money is very close to the other big leagues. the kids they're gonna want to become soccer player because that's what they're gonna see on TV. That's what they're gonna see in 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 social network. And I think that's gonna be a big change. You know, that's another thing that on TV, as you were talking about, we don't. Me, I watch a channel, American channel. We don't see soccer on
Right.
TV,
Yeah.
and so it's a lot of stuff that we have to be patient, and but it's growing, which is positive.
I agree. It is growing, especially with all these cups now coming on. I see it all the time on national television. I mean, you got ESPN broadcasting, La Liga. You've got Peacock and NBC doing, um,
Completely.
yeah, the Premier League. I mean, you got Fox doing a league. So yeah, you're right. It's growing over here, but like you said, the question is, there's so many other sports, and unfortunately kids have other options, and it's not our number one sport over here, unfortunately, and that just sucks, because I honestly enjoyed playing it when I was little. I was honestly never good at any sports I played, but I still enjoyed playing it. So I mean, that was me. If I had a choice, I would have been either, yeah, if I was good at it, either baseball or soccer. So I mean, I feel you, but I agree with you. I think it's growing. I mean, especially now you have so many cups going on. You got the World Cup coming up next year. You just had the CONCACAF or something like that, close to the World Cup this year. You had that going on with with MLS clubs and going up against Europe clubs. Then you got the women's. I mean, yeah, like you said, it's growing, and I like it, and I hope you guys get more exposure. Honestly. It's just like you said, it's hard. Is when you're competing with multi-billion-dollar other sports. It's just tough. Um, so I saw that you signed as a free agent over here. You joined the MLS in 2019. Your first experience as a player. Did you think that was a dream come true when you got over
No,
here?
no. So,
I was looking up on on the MLS soccer website. That's why I said you made your debut in 19. Sorry, so if I got that wrong, that's the website, the MLS website. They said
yeah,
you made your debut in 19.
okay. So,
Sorry.
I arrived in 2011 in the MLS, and or maybe my debut with the Philadelphia Union in 2019. I arrived in Philadelphia.
Okay, yes, that's it. Yeah, that's what I saw. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I played 4 years, 4 years in Kansas, 1 year and a half in Orlando, 3 years in New York, 3 years in Philly. And and before that, I played all around Europe. Play Spain, Scotland, Portugal, France, Greece. So when I came to the US, I'm sure that was your question. Um, yeah, I didn't know a lot about the US. It was a new experience, but as expected, I played in a lot of first division in Europe, and when you're not in a big club, it's not the same. And
Mhm.
in the US, you have stability first, financially, because where I was, some salary were not paid on time. And then after the facility, when I arrived in Kansas City, they were building this new stadium, Live Strong, the Louis Armstrong Foundation, and it was a wonderful, over 250 million dollar stadium. Kansas City wanted to become a very competitive team, and that was something that I really like, and that's why I left Portugal, and I came to the US.
Now, how does that process work? Do you have an agent that contacts these? Do these teams contact you? How does that process work? Because I'm still trying to figure that out with all these other leagues around. Because this is like your sport is the only one that technically does that. Like, since we all have our own leagues here for other sports, that's why I'm trying to figure out, like, tell us through that process. Do you have an agent that contacts these teams,
Yeah,
or
it's
do
very
these teams
simple.
reach out to you, or what?
It's agents, agents.
Agents?
It's, yeah. If you want to find a club, agent, are the link and the bridge between the player and the clubs.
Hmm. Okay. See, you learn something new. That's why I asked. I mean, that's why you learn something new. Um, Now, like you said, you played most of your time in Europe, and then before coming over here in those leagues. How do those leagues compare to this one? I know obviously it's not our number one sport, as we talked about, but how do those leagues compare to this league that you since you played in all?
Uh, I would say that, as I was saying, that like the most of the leagues is 20 teams. So I would say the first 10, they're better than MLS, but the next 10, apart from, of course, England, where I think even the best team in MLS is not as good as the last one in England. That's my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. Germany the same, but the rest, France, Spain, Portugal, I think the best two teams in MLS, they're as good as the second part of the table over there. And and so, if you in the first half of the table, you I'd rather be over there. But if you played a lot of years in the second half, like half of the table in Europe, why not coming to the US? So that's what I recommend to the guys that brought me on social network and that talked to me are saying like, if you been playing in Europe now right now, why not coming to the US? It's something different. The football is very transitional, very physical, very good, and there is new coaches that right now are growing up and making the football getting very, very good. After there's a point where we're selling a lot of our players. So the best player here leaves to Europe, leaves to South America. So we're making good money. But then after to get a new player to come here, first in the US, there is almost none. So we have to go basically to Europe and to South America to bring players. So we're not, as we were talking about earlier, we're not forming, we're not creating enough good player in the US to have this cycle of selling and buying and
Mm.
uh, and going on. But hopefully, as the interest grow, um, the business will grow too. So that's the situation right now.
Now, out of your career, what would you say was your best that you played? What would you say was your best year?
So in 2013, Kansas City, we won the cup, the MLS Cup, and I was voted the MLS Cup MVP, and that was my bigger achievement, and that's where like I think I was the most successful. That was a wonderful year, and yes.
Do you still have that ring? I'm sure you guys get a ring, don't you?
Yeah, we get rings. We get rings with cups. I have some rings, and I wish I could wear them, but I never wear them. So they they're in a box.
There you go. Now, since you were in the MLS Cup, how difficult? I mean, obviously they say the Stanley Cup is the most difficult. How difficult is it to win the MLS Cup? Because I don't think you guys actually have a series, do you? Like the NHL does? Isn't your playoffs like the NFL, where it's single elimination?
No. So it changed a little bit every year, but most of the time the first games is home and away,
Mm-hmm.
and then after it's the final is one game. The the conference final is one game. The the conference semi-final is home and away. But after it changes every year. But that's basically the way it works.
Hmm. Okay. Well, see, there you go. I actually kind of like that, though. That they try to change it up every year. It's not consistent. I kind of like that. It makes it more challenging, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it reward the regular season. In Europe, we don't have playoff at the end of the year. You win the regular season and you champion. Here, right now, we the last 10 years, we've been giving more um, rewards and importance to the regular season. We call it the supporter shield. It's the, you know, in Europe, when you win the supporter shield in the MLS, you're the actual champion. In the MLS, it's different. You win
Mm.
the supporter shield winner, and now becomes the playoff. So I think that that's a very good adaptation of the American culture of playoff, and also the way Europe works with football, with soccer. So I really like it.
Now, over there, when you played over there in Europe, were you any close to the success that you had over here in 2013, like you said, with Kansas City? Were you close to? Did you come close to any title run over there in Europe?
No, I wasn't, as I was talking about earlier, I was the second part of the table. So I was always in a small team in first division, but in small teams. So I was always fighting to not get relegated to second division.
Mm. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now, can you tell me about that? Because I'm still kind of confused. I'm still getting used to the European side of it because of Peacock with all them. I'm still kind of confused on relegation. Can you tell me about that a little bit? I'm still kind of a little bit confused on that.
Very easy. If you finish bottom, the two bottom of the league, you go down to the second division. If you finish the two first of the first division of the second division, you move up to the first division. That's it.
So you is there still like a is there so basically is it like at the at the end of the year so it's basically like playoffs, correct? At the end you're eliminated, correct? Am I
Yeah.
sort of getting this correct?
No. So imagine regular season. At the end of the regular season, you finish bottom.
Okay.
Then you will not be playing in the first division the next year. You will go to the second division.
Oh, okay.
And then after second division, at the end of the regular season, if you finish first or second, then the next year you will get a lot of money, and now you're gonna move back up to the first division. And so I'm not gonna go even deeper in the details, but that's basically this.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I was just curious. That's why, because like I said, I'm still newly into that over there. Like watching it from Peacock since I own Peacock, so I've been watching that. So that's why I'm like, that's why I thought I'd ask. So now expansion, like you said, the sport is growing. You guys recently got new teams. I think a couple years ago, Cincinnati was one, and then there was another. Do you see more expansion coming along for the sport?
So we have 30 teams right now. Um, and that's a lot of teams. So I don't know how many more can we get, but I haven't heard anything in the next year. So for now, I think 30 is good. We might grow a little bit more, 32 maybe. The 30 teams is it's a lot.
Now, you obviously played in like we talked about earlier. You played in both Europe and over here. Tell us about the fan base. How wild and crazy is the fan bases over there compared to over here?
Here there's more people. After soccer is very big back home, so you have more fans, more passion, and here you have some city where it's great, and you have other city where it's not. Houston right now it's not nice. You play in a very, almost like half full stadium. After you go to Seattle, you go to Atlanta, you go to to Philadelphia, you go to Portland, to like a lot of very, very nice stadium filled up. Now tomorrow we play in St. Louis. It's wonderful near Austin. It's wonderful. So there is a lot of stadium. You it feels like you're in Europe. And then of course there's other stadium where it's a little bit more quiet.
Now, why do you think that is? Because why do you think is it because the fans over here, like we talked about earlier, just aren't used to the game that much? What compared to, like you said, over there, it's their main sport.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like in Houston, we have other sports, but we have so many Latino communities so big. I don't know. I don't know if it's the clubs to blame or that we don't do a good enough like publicity of it. That was very surprising, and I don't understand because filled 20,000 in a stadium is nothing in the US. So
Right.
yeah, I'm very surprised. I don't have the answer for that because I don't know. But after you go to teams like Portland, it's 35,000 every game. It's wonderful, and after you have to win, and it's very important. But I don't know why we're not filling up all the stadium in the US. This I don't know.
Did you have the plans? Did you have the chance yet to play in San Diego, the new team over there?
Yes, we did.
What's it like over there? Because I have yet to see a game over. I have yet to see a game. I've wanted to watch a game of theirs, but I just don't have the. I can only it only allows me to watch one game because that's all I can afford. I can't watch the whole plus thing, so I have to watch. Like I told you earlier, I have to watch the national game. I can't watch my team because I can't afford it.
Yeah, no, they're amazing. Amazing stadium. It was wonderful. And we won.
There you go. Hey, that's a plus side, right? You won at least. um, so
Yeah,
um,
Marin, I'm gonna have to go.
no, yeah, that's
So
fine. Can I ask you a couple more real quick before you head off,
okay.
though?
Yes, yes, yes.
Real quick. So my first one is to you. Did you know when it was time to retire?
Mm, no, I was old already. I was 35. Well, 36 when I make the decision, but my last game I was 35.
Hmm.
And I was still feeling very good and but just my basically clubs they were not interested in having a player older, so my club let me go. And so I was ready to retire, but I could have played a couple of years easily. So in some way, yes, I knew it, but I was ready to retire. So it was pretty easy to accept the fact that it was time to end my career.
And the last one before I let you go, because like you said, you gotta go, which is understandable. The last one is, I know you're an assistant coach now. Do you, and this is what you want to do now? At least you're staying in the game. That's awesome to see. Do you want to coach your own team?
No, no, yeah. I'm an assistant because I retired and that was an amazing. I'm very grateful for the opportunity from the Houston Dynamo to straight away almost become an assistant coach. But yes, of course, my ambition is to become a head coach, and that's what I want to do.
Awesome. I couldn't have said it better. I hope the best for you, and I hope you get it. I really do, and I hope you do well with it. And I hope you succeed to the next level. You take whoever team you take, and you lead them to the cup. I hope I really do hope the best for you.
Thank you very much.
But I do appreciate your time, and I'm hoping next time if you'd like to come back on, it can be a little longer if you'd like.
Yeah, it was anytime. Let's talk. It was a pleasure and nice to meet you.
Definitely nice to meet you too. I got your number. I'll text you, and yeah, because like you said, real quick, the season's coming up soon, so maybe we can do it later on when you're not in season.
Yes, yes. During the off season is December, January.
Perfect. Sounds good. I appreciate it, and you have a tremendous night. Thank you. I appreciate it. You have a good night, and go Houston Dynamo.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.
Have a good
Bye
night.
bye. You too.
Aurelien Collin, people. My first experience with an active and former player in any organization. God, that was tough, but at least I pulled through it. I couldn't figure out what to ask, but I appreciate his time, and I'm hope to have him on again sometime in the future when it's longer in the off season and a little bit longer. But yeah, he taught me more about soccer than I ever know. I mean, I played it when growing up, but yeah, unfortunately over here in the US, it's not our number one sport, unfortunately. So, but I do thank you all for joining. I hope you have a good night. Take care, and I hope you enjoyed the episode with Aurelien Collin, people, current Houston Dynamo assistant coach and former MLS player and European League player. Till then, till next week, you all have a good night.